there everybody, and welcome to our tour of the fabulous Independence of the Seas. Now we decided to do something a little different and unique for our ship tours. We can't recall any tours where someone walks around the entire ship, so we figured we should just stroll around the ship and give you some nice unedited content. That way you can experience the ship exactly how we did. Let's go ahead and get going, guys. We're starting off at the top of the ship and working our way down. This is deck 14, where the olive or twist bar is located. The area is basically the nightclub of the ship. They have a well-stocked bar, live music, a dance floor, and they hold their silent disco parties here. There's some great views of the ship here if you're just looking to sit down and pass the time a little bit during the day. Also located on deck 14 is the Suite Lounge and Diamond Club area, where unfortunately I cannot get into yet. The Suite Lounge is exclusive to booked guests in Grand Suites and above. The Diamond Club is for Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor Society members, Diamond level and above. There is a deck 15 on Independence, which houses the escape room. The escape room is an extra charge and fills up quickly, so be sure to reserve it early on your cruise. Let's head down to deck 13 now. We have always heard that ships don't have a 13th deck because of the superstition by sailors about having an unlucky number on board, but Independence does have a deck 13 for some reason. Located on deck 13 is the sports court, which has many fun activities you and your fellow cruisers can do while you're on board. First, we will be heading to the basketball court. They don't just have basketball here either. You can also play dodgeball, soccer, and other activities here throughout your cruise too. Directly in front of the basketball court is the rock climbing wall. Climbing wall is included in your cruise fare. If you have the key program, there are dedicated times you can use the climbing wall, so you don't have to worry about a possible line. Located directly behind the basketball court in the upper left-hand corner of your screen is the SkyPad trampoline park. Same for the SkyPad as the climbing wall. If you do have the key program, there are special times you can use the SkyPad without any line at all. SkyPad is also included in your cruise fare as well. You can do virtual reality while you are on SkyPad if you choose. Something to keep in mind though, in order to do the SkyPad you must be 5 years old to jump, 7 years old to jump with VR. There is a weight limit aboard SkyPad 2. Minimum is 20 pounds and the maximum is 240 pounds. Moving to the very back of the ship on deck 13, you will find the Perfect Storm water slides, right in front of you, and the Flow Rider behind them. Both are included in your cruise, but with the Flow Rider, you have the option to receive personal training personal surfing lessons to be exact, for a fee. Same with the previous activities. If you do have the key program, you do have dedicated times you can use the Flow Rider with no line. Sound like a little bit of a broken record. In Independence, there is only one Flow Rider, so they do rotate between boogie board sessions and stand-up surfing sessions throughout the day, and boogie board you do actually have a little divider, so 2 people are able to use it at one time. Just behind the Flow Rider is the desk where you sign your waivers to allow you to use the SkyPad and Flow Rider. Next to Flow Rider and SkyPad, there is a small area for kids to climb on. I like to call it the Lily Playground myself. And there are some sun loungers for you to catch some sun on there as well. You guys like that view back there? I do. I like it. Now moving on to deck 12, right underneath the Flow Rider, You will find quite a few more loungers at the very back of the ship for watching that amazing wake view. Now here's a view right, yep, look at that. Can't beat it, guys. Next we move on to the Teen Fuel Club. This is the area for your kids ages 13 through 17 to hang out, and obviously I'm just a little too old to go into this area. Through the Fuel Club area on the other side of the ship is Adventure Ocean for your kids 12 and younger, where Royal Caribbean has different programs for the various age groups. Walking towards the front now, we go through Johnny Rockets. This is an upcharge restaurant, but is the cheapest of all the specialty dining options on board. They have your typical diner food, including burgers, fries, and their famous milkshakes. They do have breakfast here that is actually free for you to enjoy. Go through a little windbreaker here. Hold on, just gonna mosey around. Nice seating there on your left. Another windbreaker. Go through here. Just a second. There we go. We're going to keep on moving forward here. Next on deck 12 is the walking track. Track goes all the way around the pool area and is 1/3 of a kilometer long. I can't remember how much it is for the mileage. It can get a little cramped during sea days here because of everyone using all of the sun loungers. So if you plan on using the walking track, I recommend using it early morning like I'm doing during this video, or later in the evening past dinner time or during port days. Interesting little quirk about Independence though, along the running track on the pool side of the track, there are little bins built into the railing for your trash. So if you're enjoying a snack or a drink, you have a place to deposit your waste after you're finished. To your left is the Sky Lounge, which is a nice little bar nearby the pool. We notice it can get a little busy during the day, so if you don't want to wait a long time for your drink, we recommend going to another bar, find what you're looking for. Another unique part of Independence is the area above the Sky Lounge, actually. There are a few chairs up there so you can relax, and there is actually some binoculars so you can use to take in the fantastic views while you're at sea, or more importantly, when you're in port. When you're at sea though, this area can get a little windy, and we did see it closed a couple times during our cruise. We are now back at the front of the ship. We're actually going to head back up to deck 13, where you can find another sun deck and Independence Dunes, the mini golf course on board. The sun deck up here is huge and was never really actually that busy due to the fact that it still can get pretty windy up here, hence all the windbreakers that you can see now that I'm moseying on through. Zigzag here, to the right, to the left now, y'all. And at the very front of the ship on deck 13 is Independence Dune, the 9-hole putt-putt course. Great place to pass the time here if you have nothing else going and you're trying to find something to do, or if you have kids. I haven't met a kid that has a love of putt-putt. Be prepared, it can get a little busy and hectic on sea days up here since there is no crew monitoring the course, so just keep that in mind. In the sun deck area, there are 2 unique showers for you to use if you are soaking up the sun and get a little too warm. You probably just saw that a second ago. So if you're ever looking for a nice quiet place to relax with not many people around, I recommend using this sun deck here on deck 13. Now let's head back down to deck 12, and I'm going to just go over a few ship stats as we complete our other side of the walking track. Figured some people might find this a little interesting. Apologies if it gets just a little bit nerdy. I like to consider myself a ship nerd. Independence was launched in May of 2008, and it was the 3rd and last Freedom class Royal Caribbean ship, along with its sisters Freedom and Liberty of the Seas. She was built in Turku, I think is how it's pronounced, Finland, and is 155,889 gross tons after her royal amplification in 2018. Fun fact, Independence of the Seas was once the largest cruise ship in the world until the launch of Oasis of the Seas in late 2009, so almost held it for about 2 years. Independence can carry around 3,800 passengers and more than 1,900 staterooms. On board there is 1 royal suite, 8 owner's suites, 6 2-bedroom grand suites, 22 1-bedroom grand suites, 87 junior suites, 2 panoramic suites, 724 balcony cabins, 279 ocean view cabins, and 788 interior cabins. This has been Zach's Ship Stats. Now back to your regularly scheduled ship tour that is already in progress. Well, it'll be coming back here in just a moment. Technical difficulty. Just waiting to get to the right area. Moving back inside on deck 12, you will see the entrance to Adventure Ocean, the preteen area I was referencing earlier. In the middle of Adventure Ocean area is the video arcade, where you can find all of your arcade machines to win tickets to buy prizes with. In the arcade, there are games for every age and skill level. Very easy to play the games with your SeaPass card on any Royal Caribbean ship. Just swipe and go. It's also easy to get carried away and spend more money than you wanted to at some of these games, so we'll just take a quick little loop around here. You got some skee ball, a little racing games, of course, everybody likes. There's the prize hub, where after you win your tickets you can go and claim some prizes there. Lots of cool little things, little like memory game there, little racing games you got going. Oh, all your basic stuff. I'm sure that's mostly on every ship. What else is there? Little block games. You can win a GoPro if you'd like. Lots of fun stuff. I used to be good at these when I was a kid, but not so much anymore. Still a little bit left here as we head back out. Now moving on to deck 11, at the back of the ship you will find the main buffet and 2 paid specialty restaurants. Buffet is called Windjammers, and we'll get to the paid restaurants here in a second. Always make sure to wash your hands before going in to eat. Washy washy, everybody. Just inside the entrance to Windjammers, on the right-hand side, you will find Chops Grill. The price on our cruise in 2020 was about $50 per person. That was including gratuities. It is cheaper if you do go for lunch as well. Dress is smart casual, so be sure you pack correctly as well. You get the choice of as many appetizers as you'd like, and as many sides as you'd like, and a choice of 1 entree. It's definitely worth the money in my opinion. Now moving into Windjammers, there is a full service bar right at the front of the buffet, which I thought was nice because in some of the other royal ships we've been on, they don't have bar at all. It's just like a guy with a cart going around, you know, with some beer and wine coolers kind of thing. Buffet always had a great selection of food, so I'm just going to leave you to watch the rest of the Windjammer buffet while you get hungry for your next cruise, guys. This is the very back of the ship, actually. Lots of seating at the very back. What you're seeing now is obviously breakfast time, and I got the cereal there and everything too, because I took this early in the morning. Get your beverages on either side, fresh juices and stuff. Fresh juice, like the fresh squeezed orange juice, is included if you have a beverage package. Too, one of the like the alcohol ones or the fancy drink ones too. Buffet is kind of the same on both sides. So if you don't find something you like on one side, you're probably not going to find it on the other either, unfortunately. A little more seating towards the front. This is kind of the other bigger seating area that they had. And coming to the end of the Windjammers, on the other side, across from Chops Grill, is Giovanni's Table, which is the Italian restaurant on board Independence. Prices are similar to Chops. Dress code is also the same. Haven't been there, so I can't really say too much more on that one right now, unfortunately. Going back out, most of the ships have these at least 2 people working. Kind of washy-washy, make it, you know, entertaining, kids and stuff, so make sure that you wash your hands so nothing, you don't catch anything, you know, something like that. Moving outside on deck 11 now, this is where you will find the main pool area. Towards the back of the ship on the pool deck, there is a PADI dive center where you can purchase scuba equipment and even get your scuba certification if you're interested. Right next to the PADI center is the ice cream station. Don't forget to stop by there every day for a delicious frozen treat. Kids always like to swim too, so make sure you bring them by Splashaway Bay on the kids, which is the kids area, sorry, on the pool deck for a good time. There are 2 hot tubs and a kiddie-sized water slide and waterworks area. And so I love the little kiddie-sized chairs too that they had right there. It's kind of interesting, actually. Next is one of the main pools aboard Independence. This one here is the sports pool, so they will have like volleyball tournaments here, and a little crew versus guests. It's kind of interesting to watch. Also has a shallow area on the outside of the pool for you to sit and relax in the water if you don't want to get fully submerged. If you have a child that needs a life vest, you're in luck because Royal has them available for you to use free of charge. Just gotta sign them out. And while you're getting your life vest, don't forget to get your towel so you can dry off after you enjoy some pool or hot tub time. Through the glass doors, which you just went through, you will find the adult solarium area that is for people ages 16 and up only. In the solarium, you will find the cantilevered hot tubs and regular pool in the middle. One thing we did notice during our cruise was that the solarium areas did fill up very quickly and stays very busy and pretty packed on sea days. So if you're wanting to enjoy this area, we do recommend to get there early or be prepared to wait for a little while for seats to open up. There is a bar behind the solarium pool, so if you do happen to find a seat, you're not far from your favorite adult beverage. Lots of little nice chairs here under the shaded area in the solarium too, so that way you don't have to sit out in the full sun. You know, a little bed here. It's kind of next to a high traffic area, if you ask my opinion. Walking through to the other side now. Kind of like this. At the very front of the ship on deck 11, you will find the gym. First, you'll find an activity area where all of the group exercises, yoga, cycling. I think they even have like a little rowing class with the machines as well. It does require lots of motion too, so any activities that do require motion will take place in that area. There is also ample equipment in the gym for you to exercise on while watching the breathtaking views from the front of the ship. I love it when cruise lines put their gyms in the front of the ship, and a lot of them do like the spas and stuff too, which is actually obviously just above the gym here through that spiral staircase to your left. So easy access, you know, for going between those two as well. I need to use the ship's gym more often. Probably should when I'm on it. All that good old Windjammer food, and delicious from the main dining room as well. Since there are lots of different things on deck 11, I had to take you back the other direction so you can see everything else. Now, on the other side of the solarium, you will find the other cantilever hot tub in this area. These hot tubs are some of the best at sea because of the view you can see over the side of the ship. I personally recommend watching sailways from the hot tub. We watched one from Labadee on one of our previous cruises. Absolutely fantastic, and you really can't beat it, in my opinion. Located just outside the solarium on the port side of the ship is the other main pool and designated smoking area on this deck, besides on deck 5 on the Promenade on the outside. I myself am not a smoker, but I found this area actually to be nicer than some of the other ships we have been on in the Royal Fleet, simply just because of its size. It goes most of the length of the pool deck, just to where these plants are here. Another kids, or the same kids areas on the other side. Working our way up past the smoking area is the paid restaurant called Fish and Chips. Pretty explanatory what they have there, I think. Prices vary depending on what you want. There is a little menu board right there in front. Some of the stuff is a little more than I'd like to pay personally. So, but we didn't try it. Not really too much of a fish person anyways. Now, I don't want to bore anybody with walking through endless hallways of staterooms, so I will be skipping over decks 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. They are just staterooms, nothing else on those decks, so we're just going to kind of skip right over them. Oh, actually, I wanted to show you guys this. It's a cool little, I guess, nook, what you call it, on deck 6 at the back of the ship. And I think there's at the front of the ship as well, I think it's up at one more deck on 7. It's a little place you can look out onto the Royal Promenade. So there's 2 chairs there. Nice little place to people watch during the day. Now on deck 5, you will pretty much find all other places you can do stuff on board the ship. At the very back of the ship, though, is the 3-story main dining room that has entrances on decks 5, 4, and 3. It's definitely one of the nicest looking dining rooms I've seen on a Royal Caribbean ship, actually, in my opinion. Beautiful chandelier, piano, right, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. It's just past the chandelier on those little stairs there. Nice little grand piano that sometimes they will play during dinner. We had dinner on deck 3, right on the outside. It was a decent location. We had a little bit of a maze, but still, I absolutely am blown away with this dining room. I loved it. Now let's move on to the Royal Promenade. On the right is the guest services desk where you can visit in case you have any questions or issues during your cruise. Let's certainly hope that you don't. On the left is the champagne bar, just a little bar area. Nothing really much happens here, it's just seating area and a bar. Next to the champagne bar is the next cruise desk. There's no arguing, in my opinion, this is the best place on the ship and where we like to visit a lot. You will also find on deck 5 the collection shop. They have a little more upscale clothing there, not too expensive though. Then there's Sugar Beach, where you can satisfy your sweet tooth. Cafe Promenade is on the other side of that. You can get your complimentary coffee and beverages, water and such, small sandwiches and wraps, cookies, and other specialty coffee drinks if you do have one of the beverage packages. If you want some fancy ice cream, take a visit to Ben & Jerry's. Just went past it. Didn't get much coverage there, unfortunately. If you like shiny objects, don't forget to visit the high-end shopping on board. Little Michael Kors there, Regalia, I think if I said that right. If you're a fan of wine like myself, be sure to take yourself to Vintage's, the wine bar. It is not included in like your deluxe beverage packages, but you can still use your discounts towards bottles of wine there. That being said, you can use your beverage package though at Ale and Anchor, the British themed pub that also has live music in the evenings. I think you might be having a little too many drinks now. Be sure to head to Sorrento's. It is the pizza place on board Royal Caribbean ships for a nice little late night slice, if you will. I do like open that they are very late as well, so if you do have a little too many drinks sometime, you can satisfy those late night cravings. They do have some others sometimes like paninis and stuff as well there, and they do change occasionally. This is the market before you hit the elevators. You get your regular souvenirs, your ship swag, and toiletries there if you need any. Go through the little elevator lobby. At the very front of the ship on deck 5, you will visit the Star Lounge, just a little lounge area. They have some music here, other little events. Obviously, like the day I was filming this, the lounge was holding the art auction, and it's not used as the regular art gallery. We're getting to that. It is a couple decks lower here, but they had all of the art set up for the big auction on this day. So you can take in a little art while we're taking a circle around here in the Star Lounge. They're a nice bar. I actually kind of like the look of that bar for some reason. Don't know why. And before you enter the Star Lounge is the ship's library on the right as you head into the Star Lounge, which apparently I am not smart enough to figure out how to enter first, so I had a second go. There we go. Library, there are computers you can use if you have the internet package, or you can pay a la carte for just kind of a little spare time on the internet on these computers, or you could even use them to book another cruise if you want. But it's a nice little quiet area, play cards, very, just little quiet activities. Why didn't they put a push sign on the front? I don't know. Isn't the Independence a lovely ship? Never tired of views like this. Can't get enough of them. Okay. Going down. Going down. Shouldn't say that on the ship, I guess. Alright, now let's take a trip down to Deck 4, shall we? Deck 4 hosts the Schooner Bar. It's the nautical themed bar that has been on all Royal Caribbean ships ever since they've started, that hosts trivia and live piano music in the evenings. Right next to Schooner Bar is Izumi, the hibachi and sushi restaurant on board. This is the final pay restaurant on board Independence of the Seas. Prices vary depending on kind of what kind of experience you want to get. If you do the hibachi or just sushi, kind of a la carte items. So the price can be varying if you do dine there. Through the Schooner Bar is Casino Royale. Pretty self-explanatory what goes on here, am I right? Normally you are not allowed to film in the casino, but I did wake up extra early just for you guys so you can see what the casino looks like here as I walk on through. Nice bar here, obviously, so you can have as many drinks as you like while you're throwing your money away to the sea, or whatever cruise line you're on. Remember, kids, you do have to be 21 years old to enter the casino. They will not even let you on or in the casino unless you are 21, except for these people here, of course, but the casino is closed again. After the casino comes a Playmaker's Sports Bar. I was actually pleasantly surprised with this bar. It was my first time being in one on board any royal ship. They had some things on tap that I haven't actually seen on a cruise ship, like cider. I enjoyed getting cider there on tap. They do have a paid menu which can order some very good bar food, appetizers and wings I've heard are pretty good, although we didn't try them. Prices were actually not that much more than a regular bar. Basketball and skee ball are an extra charge, but the pool and foosball tables are actually complimentary, which I was very surprised to see. After you walk through Playmakers, I forgot what this place is called for a second, you'll come to our favorite watering hole on board Independence, called Boleros. This is the Latin club on all royal ships. We really never partook in the Latin music, but we enjoyed it because of the specialty drinks and its convenient location right by the elevators and the main dining room, and especially the outdoor promenade deck. Speaking of the promenade deck, let's take a stroll out into the morning sunlight here. A little cruise ship nerd moment here, but if a ship has this one particular feature here, the promenade deck, I am completely in love with it, and it is a fully wraparound promenade deck as well on Independence, and I took full advantage of this multiple times. It's the most peaceful place in the world, and I'm just gonna let you enjoy it like I like to do here, so let's take a little stroll. On the promenade deck, as well, they also have shuffleboard available to play. The equipment is on the wall here, as you can see, so you are able to help yourself to a game whenever you please. Thought that was kind of nice because I actually love shuffleboard, although I did make the mistake of never forcing friends to play while we were on board. Next time. Love coming back here to the very back of the ship, watching that wake view. Can't beat that either. Lots of things you can't beat though. Just being on a cruise, you can't beat it. This little outcropping is the dining room, actually, the main dining room. So we're on deck 5. So we're at the top of the dining room here, actually. I'm sorry, we're not on deck 5. My apologies, we're on deck 4. If I can keep track of where I'm at. Yeah, deck 4. So we're actually in the middle of the dining room. Lots of chairs, obviously, to lounge out here on the promenade deck in the morning. Beautiful view again. as you can see, as I've been walking around here, lots of shuffleboard courts. So if one's filled up, you can just move on to the next. There's lots of them available. One thing to keep in mind, unfortunately, is the Promenade deck is not totally handicap accessible if you want to do the full lap around the ship. In order to do it, you will have to climb some stairs. They are rather steep stairs too, but the payoff that you'll see here in just a minute is absolutely amazing and breathtaking. So at the top of the stairs, just keep on going and you will get to the other great feature of this ship, or class of ship really, is the observation platform. I absolutely love this area because not a lot of ships anymore allow you to come out to the very front of the ship at all. Normally, at least on our cruise, it was extremely windy most of the time up front here on the platform, but this morning there was absolutely no wind whatsoever. It completely blew me away how tranquil it was, and I was so happy I got this opportunity to actually kind of enjoy this area, because any other time we'd come out here, it would just blow your face off, basically. Fun fact there, at the very top row windows, just above the bridge, they're actually staterooms. They're called the Panoramic Ocean View Rooms, I was referencing on my little ship facts, and there are actually 2 suites up there as well on the very corners of them. I wish I could afford one of those maybe someday. Gonna head back down here now. Now something before we head back in, one thing to note is that on the port side of the Promenade deck, it is fully smoking friendly. So this is another place you can go for your nicotine fix if that's your thing and you need it. The whole side of the ship is that. The other side, the starboard side, is non-smoking though. So last thing on deck 4 is the entrance to the main theater. Which, it's on the ends, kind of right by those sliding glass doors, just past the stairway here. You'll see it right here. This is the upper level, of the main theater on either side of those staircases. Heading down to deck 3 now, there is the main level entrance to the theater, so the bottom area of the theater. Unfortunately, the theater was not open at the time of my filming, so I couldn't get any footage of it for you, but it is a very nice theater. In order to get to the aft part of deck 3, we will have to take a little trip back through deck 4. So bear with me here as we travel back through the casino and Playmaker's Bar to get back to the other level of deck 3, or the other back part of deck 3. Coming up here is the Independence of the Sea's godmother, Elizabeth Hill. She actually is just a regular old citizen of the United Kingdom, but was nominated by her 12-year-old daughter for her charity that works with people that have learning disabilities and mental health problems. Now that we can get to the rest of Deck 3, we will head down to the main art gallery. So if you need to spruce up your residence, this is the place to go. Did you know they will ship your purchase anywhere in the world for you? They will. Through the art gallery is the photo gallery, where you can see all of your nice formal pictures that you take throughout your cruise. And then finally we get to Studio B. This is the indoor ice rink on board, where they have ice skating shows, free skating actually, even laser tag, which unfortunately we missed out on too. And as you can see, it was also closed, so I unfortunately don't have any footage of that either. You can see the rest of the art here. One final thing before I let you guys go, there is a conference center on Deck 2 if you do want to have a work party on board, but kind of slipped my mind and forgot to head down there. And also, as you can see here on Deck 1, there is, if you need it, hopefully not, the medical center. So, well, everybody, that will do it for our walk around on board Independence of the Seas. I hope you enjoyed the tour and maybe even learned a thing or two possibly. So until next time, please feel free to visit our cruise vlogs to see our shenanigans that we did get up to while on board Independence. And please subscribe so you don't miss out on more cruise vlogs, ship tours, all that good stuff. Please also don't forget to give the video a like if you enjoyed the tour. Lets me know if I'm doing a good job, and I really appreciate the support. So thanks guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next time.